Are you ready? Loveline. Loveline is meant for an adult audience. Loveline may contain sexually oriented content. Listener discretion is advised. Now, here's Dr. Drew and Adam Carolla.
Well, that does have sort of a Bourbon Street feel to it. And how fitting, considering it's, what is it, Fat Tuesday?
Mardi Gras.
Yes, all right. The phone numbers here at Loveline, 1-800-LOVE-191, 1-800-568-3191. The fax number, 310-854-4455. I'm Adam Carolla. That's Dr. Drew. He's a board-certified physician and addiction medicine specialist. Doc?
Yeah.
Yes. You know, tonight we have the stars from one of your favorite daytime soaps on, because I know you spend the entire day sitting on your sofa eating bonbons,
Yes.
watching these things.
Oh, I do. You know, I have nothing to do with my days.
And I have nothing to do with my days either.
Why
but
would you watch them?
I really should.
Yeah.
I'm really not.
They'd interrupt your napping, though, so, it's not too convenient, I guess.
That's true, and I'm glad you could work that in. Maybe you could work the ass shaving incident in the 11 o'clock hour, if that would be okay.
I'll do it, I promise.
All right, make a mental note.
Okay.
Anyway, the show's Days of Our Lives. The stars, Austin Peck, Alison Sweeney, and Christy Clark. You know them as Austin, Sammy, and Carrie. They're in some sort of love triangle, which is good. And we're going to talk to them about it. And we have producer Ann, who was giving me the skinny because she tapes the show.
I love the show.
She loves the show so much that she tapes the show because she's working during the day. And you're going to fill us in on what is going on, because Drew and I...
love triangle, yes.
Yes. Drew and I know something about a love triangle.
This is really a juicy one, too. This is awesome. Because I got Sammy and Carrie are sisters.
Right. Okay. That would be
Now,
Allison and Christy in real life, yes.
Now, Austin and Carrie were going to get married.
Right.
Except for Sammy drugged Austin one night, and he got her pregnant.
Really?
And she waited till the wedding day of Austin and Carrie to announce it. First she faints, and then she announces it.
Now,
so they, what?
Yeah, you saw the drugging episode.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so he was passed out and able to have sex?
He was just, well, he wasn't passed out. He wasn't comatose.
Right.
But, he was
delirious.
Yeah.
He was
delirious.
Yeah,
Still probably better than I am at my peak.
Probably.
Thank you, Ann.
All right. So anyway, Carrie and Austin don't end up getting married. And Austin does the right thing and gets together with Sammy, and they live together. And now
what do you mean does the right thing? You mean, but Sammy got her pregnant through the illegal use of his penis.
But she's the only one who knows that.
Oh.
What does he think?
But,
What does he think?
I don't know.
He's silly.
Yeah, he's trying to do the right thing. He still loves Carrie, and Carrie still loves him, but he's trying to do the right thing. So.
Okay, so we'll get to the bottom of the whole sordid mess when these guys come in just a few minutes. Until then, we're gonna go into our little love triangle. Devin.
Yeah.
You're on Loveline.
Hello.
Hey.
Hi. I got a problem. Hey, how you guys doing?
Good.
We're all right.
All right. Well, okay. Here's my problem. Whenever I masturbate, I get a really bad headache. Yeah, real bad headache.
Describe the headache.
You eating ice cream and masturbating?
No.
Describe the headache.
Not ice cream headaches.
Describe the headache.
Kind of like an ice cream headache. I don't know. It's like real sharp pain.
Where?
Like in my forehead, kind of.
Both sides?
Like yeah, I don't know. Like a pinching pain.
Do you get any vision changes?
No.
Do you have any other
Well, wait a minute. He pictures Elle McPherson.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Just change.
Yeah.
No, she looks the same.
All right. Devin, are you talking about when you ejaculate or just as you
during it? Yeah.
During ejaculation.
During like the whole thing.
Yeah.
Wow. That is a curse, my friend. How old are you, Devin?
I'm 14.
So you're getting like 4 or 5 headaches a day, right?
Or 8 or 9.
Wow. You are a trooper.
No.
Well,
I'll tell you what the problem is.
No.
Yes, I know.
Why?
Well, the penis requires a certain amount of blood.
Yeah.
Albeit not too much blood in my case, but still some blood. The brain needs some blood, too. Some, albeit not too much blood in my case either. But the point is the blood from the brain goes right to the penis.
Yeah.
You see, there's a direct artery. That's why guys get all bent out of shape thinking about women, and then they get an erection.
Guess what, you guys?
What?
I got a call on the other line. I'm going to be so embarrassed.
Okay, well, go get it.
Oh, Really?
No, because actually there are real medical problems that could go along with this.
Yeah.
Aneurysms, a certain
Aneurysms.
right. There are real.
Could you imagine? Aneurysms where a vessel bursts in your head.
Yeah, I mean, I don't.
Can you imagine your folks finding you, Devin? The penis in one hand, a hustler in the other, and you just sprawled out on the bed?
Yeah.
The point is that I don't think you should be embarrassed about this, but you should have a doctor just take a look at you, tell them you've been having headaches.
Yeah.
If you feel comfortable, divulge the circumstance. And it is not uncommon for people to have headaches during this kind of an act, but it just makes me worry. It's not something I can just say, hey, ignore it, because there are medical problems associated with it. Though very, very rarely.
Devin?
Yeah.
When you tell the doctor how many times you masturbate a day,
Yeah.
you may want to round down. That's all I'm saying. The doctors need the truth, but they don't need that much of the truth all the time, do they, Drew?
They need the truth.
Jason.
Hi, Dr. Drew.
Jason.
My girlfriend is 2 weeks late on her period, and we just took a home pregnancy test today, and it turned out negative.
Right.
And I was wondering if that is totally accurate.
She is 14 days late?
She's around 2 weeks late.
Around 2 weeks. And when was your last sexual contact with her?
Well, the one that we think would have got her pregnant was 2 weeks ago.
14 days ago.
Exactly 14 days, yeah.
Well, they're pretty accurate at 14 days, but not 100%, that's for sure.
When are they most accurate?
After 2 weeks.
Oh, that sucks.
But, you know, it's so common for women to have their periods delayed. Just as I mentioned last night, just the concern that she might be pregnant is enough to upset the hormonal cycling.
Women are very mystic creatures.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, they, you know, it's like what we talk about when you put them all in the same office. After a couple of months, their cycles all start happening about the same time of the month. Now, how would you explain that?
She's usually really irregular.
So it's more of that. I mean, yes, it's good that you guys are monitoring this, and you ought to do it again in another week. But I doubt you. You know, it's not very likely. It doesn't mean necessarily she's pregnant. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Keep your fingers crossed. Rub that rabbit's foot. Kyle.
Hi.
Hey.
My question, I think, might be for Dr. Drew.
Well, I'll be the judge of that.
Thank you.
Okay. Well, it's kind of odd, but
In fact, every time a call-in comes like that, would you please take it?
Yes. Go ahead.
It's I wanted to find out about methods of foreskin restoration.
Uh-huh.
Because, you know, as an infant, like a lot of North American males, I was unwillingly circumcised. And,
God forbid.
And, you know, I just didn't have a choice in it. And I have
Have you ever talked to somebody who felt like this?
Who felt ripped off, that
Right.
their foreskin was ripped off?
Right.
You know
Talk to
what,
him.
Kyle?
Mhm.
Let me say something about you and your personality for just one moment, if you don't mind. People that dwell on things like this usually dwell on many other things that they can't change as well. Are you basically a bummer?
Well, no. I mean, I'm pretty optimistic about everything. It's just I was curious about restoration.
Yes, but the way you've been, you know, it's like you're going to get a class action lawsuit together with everyone who's been circumcised against every doctor in North America. North America would be the United States for a lot of our listeners.
Well, you know, when they talk about female circumcision, people are shocked and in horror, but, you know, male circumcision is not an act that is voluntary, you know.
Nor is female circumcision. That's done on a pubertal female, and they often, and it's done without any preparation. It's done in people's kitchens, and it's often proceeds to sewing the vagina up and cutting off the clitoris and all kinds of terrible mutilation.
Well,
And it is voluntary, by the way, Kyle. Your parents volunteer you to be circumcised. They go, Doc, Mr. Moyle, here you go.
I'm not even Jewish, but I mean, isn't it the head of the penis more sensitive when it's covered by the?
You know, having been on this show long enough to have had this conversation with a few people, oftentimes when somebody calls in with this issue, the rest of the show is about this because people have strong feelings about it. Amazingly. I've heard that is true. Okay, but I'm not sure that is necessarily an asset. If you listen to this show, we have a lot of people who are complaining about too much sensitivity.
Yeah,
right?
but Kyle, the deal is it's a moot point. It's like saying, you know, if I had a sixth thumb, my golf swing would be better. But the point is you never had one. You'll never know. Go practice. Go down to the driving range and work with what you got. You know what I'm saying, Kyle?
It would make masturbation a lot easier.
He's going for my Achilles heel. Hoping I'm going to join his little restoration bandwagon. It's not going to work, Kyle. Not even masturbation will draw me over to the dark side.
Well, there's no alternatives, and there's no way of restoring it.
Oh no,
there are ways. Yeah, you can
can.
stretch out what you have. I'm sorry, Drew. I happen to know about this, but go ahead.
No, please. You seem to be quite expert in the area. Something I couldn't care less about. I'll be honest with you.
Oh, okay, Mr. Loof. Why don't you go over there and write your thesis while I discuss the common problems with the common man, which is why I'm here. Sorry, Kyle. What's going on is some people have they got a real, I'll do it like haircuts. Some people get like a page boy, and then some people get that marine flat top, that crew cut. Yeah. Nothing to work with.
Right.
Now, if you got like the page boy and there's a little loose skin around there, you can train it. You can stretch it out. Yeah, you tape it, don't you, Drew?
That's what I've heard.
Would you use the same type of adhesive you'd use, like, let's say, like, when you don't get stitches, you use a butterfly bandage?
Yeah.
Would you use that sort of thing?
I don't know.
Come on, that would work.
Yeah.
All right, I got an idea. Get the butterfly bandage. You know what I'm talking about, Kyle?
Yeah.
Right. So
you're advising him a specific procedure here.
Yes, I am.
Right. I am not, by the way.
I certainly am. Use the butterfly bandage and try to train it. Okay?
Okay.
Or and then put the other end of the bandage and fix that to an anvil. and get on one of those coin-operated Broncos that's out in front of the Alpha Beta for at least 2 hours a day, and that should do it. You'll be swinging that thing over your shoulder like a continental soldier. Boy, I'm on some kind of roll tonight, am I, Drew?
Indeed you are. Yeah.
I don't know where I'm rolling. Drew, you're going to pick the next call.
There you go.
There you go. Melody.
Yeah.
Hey, you're on Loveline.
I'm 16, and I have a 5-month-old baby.
Oh, fantastic. Everything's working out.
Sort of. I'm breastfeeding her. And, like, this past week, I smoked weed. And I regret it now, but I just want to know if it will affect my baby in any way.
It's not going to help the baby.
Plus, you could hurt the kid if you hit him with the bong while you're doing it.
I can only imagine it must be present in breast milk. I don't know for a fact that it is, but I suspect it would be. And that is certainly not something that is going to be helpful to the child's brain development.
Yeah, and if the kid spits a seed out, it's bad, right?
Bad.
Well, I don't do it all the time. I just did it one time.
You're not doing it while you're actually breastfeeding.
Listen, I've occasionally been asked questions about hallucinogenics and their effect on causing birth defects. There's an orthopedist in one of the medical schools in town here apparently has chronicled a whole series of birth defects related to people using marijuana or hallucinogens while pregnant, before pregnant. I'm going to contact him and try to see what that's all about. So if you use before you conceive, certainly during you conceive, apparently there is an increased probability of certain defects.
And this is falling under the heading of it couldn't help.
It really couldn't help.
And it may hurt.
It probably hurt.
So don't experiment on yourself. Okay. We've just had Alison, I'm sorry, I almost said Alison Peck. Austin Peck and Alison Sweeney come into the room from Days of Our Lives.
Hey.
How you doing?
Now this is two parts of the love triangle.
Yes, part 1 and part 2. Part 3 is missing.
Where is part 3?
Part 3, she's missing in action. She's on her way.
Okay, now you guys, now wait a minute. Now you knocked Austin up. No, wait, Austin knocked you up, right? You can see I'm confused with the whole reproductive thing here already.
I mean, it's stuff that happens all the time, actually. I mean, what happened, I was bummed.
You must hear about it a lot. But anyway.
She drugged me.
We made up sort of a Spanish fly type thing. And
now, was it an aphrodisiac or was it a drug?
It was a drug.
I'm still wondering what this
Well,
drug
because
is
I found it at the hospital because supposedly I worked there and I stole it from a room, in a drug room.
Right.
And I put it in his beer and then decided to have a toast with him, and he, swallowed the whole drink.
Right.
And then decided to walk home. He was fine walking home, and he fell into bed and went to sleep. And then I got into bed behind him, and he was crying out Carrie's name, and it just went from there.
Now, so Austin, did you have to act like, were you like do a little groggy, I don't want sex acting for us, I mean, were you doing like, no, it's
well, actually, the other. I'm paying for what he did. Another actor played the part.
Right.
It was a traditional soap transition from.
I wasn't.
It wasn't him.
One day it was another
lucky
actor.
enough to be there.
But you are him.
I am him now.
Isn't that weird?
It's very weird.
Did they kill? But so they didn't kill the guy.
No, one day it was him, and the next day he's taking a shower. He comes out of the shower, and it's me.
you.
That was it, man. I come out of the towel and bing.
Well, there was a little announcement at the bottom of the episode that said the role of Austin Reed will now be played by Austin Peck. I mean, they were very they clarified
But
it
that
very
is
well.
going to confuse the hell out of all the people that think this is really happening, and it's just being filmed with some kind of convenience store camera or something.
But you know what? It doesn't.
It doesn't?
No.
They
What about-
accepted it and moved
They
on.
accept it and move on.
Really? But now aren't you guys being stalked by crazed fans and things like that?
Well, I sort of do, but that's just because I'm the evil one.
Oh, no, but I mean, you get stalked by fans. Oh, they
Right,
say, like,
they send
stop being
letters
such
and
a
stuff,
bitch.
right.
Stop drugging everybody and having
Exactly.
sex with them.
Yeah.
And they really mean it.
In fact, I had a lady once attack me with her purse. Well, that was when I kidnapped my little sister and tried to sell her on the black market. But she started beating me. Literally, I was walking to meet my friends at the movie theater, and she
Right.
started hitting me with her purse, screaming at me, my character.
She was on the way to her Mensa meeting.
Exactly.
She saw you.
That's exactly what happens.
And then Allie gave her
Adam, why is it that people actually believe that soap characters are who the actors actually are?
Because it's so realistic.
Oh yeah, it's
Right.
tremendous acting. It's
watch
it's a
it, buddy.
combination between the realism of the sets, the acting, and the incredible stupidity of the people that are watching.
Thank you.
And I don't mean that across the board. I mean there's some people out there. There's always going to be a bad
Very
apple.
small
He's saying
minority.
that just to cover
Very
him.
small.
And it's an extremely difficult environment to work in because there's no rehearsal. You come in, you get your script a week ahead. You're lucky.
And then
if
they
you
change
ever-
it that day.
You're lucky if you ever get to work with your actors beforehand. You get there, you block tape it, and you do 2 rehearsals. That's it, and then you tape it. And
Yeah, it's not like doing a play where you get to.
no,
I mean,
or even a nighttime sitcom, which gets a week. We do a show a day. It's the
At
toughest
least.
working environment for an actor to be in. But I tell you, you learn a lot real quick.
Is it now? Do you have stuff on cue cards or teleprompters and
You
beyond?
can if you want to. They'll let you, and then you have it in the corner.
I would. See, you know what? I would.
They took mine away from me because I was using them too much. I'd be doing the acting going, I love you so much. Like looking away.
I would have an earpiece with someone feeding me
In
lines.
fact, from the rumors around town, there are some famous actors who do that,
Uh-huh.
who have an earpiece
Uh-huh.
just waiting there.
Like that bitch Susan Lucci. Come on. You know she uses a teleprompter, an earpiece, and also has somebody doing like semaphore with flags like on a carrier deck and banging out things on a Zulu drum.
Man,
Am I
she's
right?
doing something right out there.
I think it's a Zulu drum.
Has she won a daytime Emmy yet?
Not yet.
So it's been like 72 years. Like, Hoover was
Something
in.
close, exactly.
Administration was in. When, and she's never won. And you won the villainess
Yeah.
of the year.
Yeah, outstanding
Yeah,
villainess.
she came in 5 minutes before.
Well, it was my
she
brother
won.
was late, and then
Her
we got
brother's
to
late.
the
She
award
walks
show.
in, wins an award.
I thanked him in my speech, I'll have you know. I could barely speak English, and I put him in the...
Did Susan Lucci attack you in the lobby of the hotel that you're you're 19,
19.
right? You come on, boom, you win yourself a quick Emmy and you're out the door, and Susan Lucci is growing old like Dorian Gray without winning anything.
She didn't, but I think if she heard this, now she's thinking about it.
Okay, now she'll add her to the stocking list. Okay, we're going to go to the phones real fast. You guys are going to jump in here and help us,
Oh,
right?
this will be fun.
Uh-oh, this looks heavy. Melissa. Hi. Hi, you're on Loveline.
Hi.
Hi, Melissa.
That's Alison and Austin Peck of Days of Our Lives.
All the time. Cool show.
Oh, thank you.
Okay, I have a question. Okay, I think I was pregnant, right? Because I haven't had my period for a month. And, but I think I had a miscarriage.
What do you mean your period was a month late?
Yeah.
Okay.
And, we didn't take a test or anything,
Yeah.
but, 2 days ago, 3 days ago, something like that, I don't know what it was, 2 days ago, it all, came out.
You had a real heavy period.
Yeah.
Was it painful?
Kinda, a little bit.
How long did it last for?
Oh, I don't remember. Maybe
Okay.
a half hour.
Well, that's a probability that's in fact what happened. People
Drew,
don't
what
realize,
would come out? I mean, if you're pregnant for 2 weeks.
You might not notice much of it. Just tissue. It might just look like clots. I mean, you might not see anything that would look substantially different than your usual period. But what a lot of people don't realize is that most pregnancies end in miscarriage, or what we call spontaneous abortion. That there's many reasons, particularly that first trimester, that the genetics aren't working right, or the place isn't implanted in the right place, and lots of reasons.
Most of them?
Most pregnancies
like,
end in miscarriage.
when it happens to Pamela Anderson or something like that, and they make a big deal out of it on Entertainment Tonight, it's not really...
She was a long ways, though, right? She was in the second trimester or something?
Oh, okay. So
the first trimesters are the word.
Most of them end?
Yeah.
Like 51%? You don't mean like 85%?
No, like 51%.
Okay. All right.
It's real common. And it sounds like that may have been what happened. Here's the problem I have with what you're describing. That is that you could still have what's called retained products of conception. There can still be bits and pieces.
Coming out, dude. It's really expensive.
Dude, you got to get to a doctor tomorrow, okay? Because it can get infected, the bleeding can become intense, and you can get quite seriously ill.
Well, fantastic. Let's eat. All right. Well, on that up note, we're going to be back with Austin Peck and Alison Sweeney of Days of Our Lives, and we're going to ask Austin about his Playgirl.
Hi, this is Heidi Place, and you're listening to Loveline with Adam Carolla and Dr. Drew. Two names that wish they could be found in the Little Black Book.
Oh, that's acting, baby. Hey, she could be on the show. Hey, later on, if you guys will hang out for a little, I'm going to try my hand a little soap acting myself.
We would love to help you. Anything we can do.
I think I got looks enough to be on.
I definitely agree.
I mean,
all over it.
I mean, not to play like the leading guy, but maybe like Jack, the bartender, or something.
We actually have a Jack on the show.
You do?
Yeah.
Can we lose him?
Well, you could
talk to the producers.
We could talk for you. I mean, we have a lot of clout.
Serious pull.
Yeah.
Yeah. If the two of you threatened to walk out, I think you could get just about anything.
Oh yeah.
No one heard that. That was not serious. We were just kidding. I swear.
Yeah. I mean, that is one of the things about soap work. I would think is there's a lot of the cast changes.
Oh yeah.
And there are certain names that jump out from the past, the Lukes and the Lauras. And what's up with Luke, by the way? Who decided he was a heartthrob?
I don't know. I wondered that myself.
Manager on the planet. I want this guy's publicist.
Yes.
This guy's like a balding, like chunky forehead man. And here he is. He's America's heartthrob all of a sudden, or at least this was back in the early 80s when I used to follow the soaps. But let's get back to Austin.
I like this fro.
Austin?
I did too, actually.
Yeah, he had that sort of Gabe Kaplan thing going for him. It's real attractive. You can see right through it.
But today's man is Austin Peck.
Yes, Austin.
Ladies and gentlemen.
On the cover, well, you can't be on the cover of Cosmo, can you?
No.
No, you have to have cleavage for that, right?
Yeah.
But you're in Cosmo.
Yeah.
And you have a Playgirl thing coming up?
Playgirl, cover, Playgirl.
Cover, Playgirl.
Yeah.
Now, is that coming up? Is that out?
It's not out yet.
Because I haven't got this month's in yet.
I'll make sure you get an issue.
Yeah, could you do that?
Oh, yeah.
And make sure none of the pages are stuck together, please.
Okay.
And
right.
do you have a pictorial in there?
It's cover and interview, but no wares.
Because the women read it for the articles.
My wares are covered.
But it's not even one of those things where you're nude, but you got like a sombrero over there or something.
Okay. It'll be
or a yarmulke or whatever.
It'll be cool. It'll be really cool. We'll do it classy.
So you're showing a little skin.
Oh yeah.
But it's not one of these things where
not as much as he shows on the show.
Oh really? Yeah, a lot of shirt off stuff.
He's done some Calvin Klein boxer short scenes before.
Calvin Klein should pay me some money.
Well, they're not stupid. If someone looks
well, exactly.
If someone looks good
no one said they were stupid.
In a bathing suit or a pair of swim trunks or something, they're in it.
Or white boxer shorts, then there they are.
Right, like they'll have a doctor performing surgery in a pair of briefs.
Right.
If the guy looks good.
If they could, they would. We've had priests shirtless before, okay? Saving people from fires.
Yeah, like Father Flanagan is shaved and greased and coming out and giving communion, right?
Right, exactly.
With his hair slicked back and a tipperillo hanging out.
You don't know how close you are.
Oh, man.
You've seen the show, haven't you?
I love America. Drew, what calls you want to go to? Drew is perplexed by this whole soap conversation. We're going right up to the top. Claudia.
She's gone.
All right, then we're moving on. Michelle?
Yeah.
You're on Loveline with Austin Peck and Alison Sweeney.
Hi, Michelle.
Hi,
Michelle. How you doing?
I watch you guys all the time. I love your show.
Oh, thank you very much.
Okay, I have this problem with this guy. I'm going to be going to court over him. I was dating this guy for a while, and he was a little bit older than me, and I know maybe it was wrong, and I have to go to court over him because my psychiatrist turned him in for molestation.
How old are you?
I'm 15.
You're 15.
And he is
31.
Oh, yeah.
Whoa.
A little.
Get out of there.
Just a little bit, but see, I really love this guy.
Oh, come on.
I do.
No, she does. I'm sure. I have no doubt that she does. But Michelle, the problem is not your feelings; they're his. He is taking advantage of your vulnerability and the fact that a 14, 15-year-old, of course, would be flattered and feel validated by an older man and would assume that would be the man they're going to marry, right?
Yeah, he had to ask me.
No. Guess what?
What?
That's not going to happen.
He asked you?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
So he was like, Pa, hold my banjo. I want to talk to this girl.
No, let me ask you, if you can imagine yourself 31, would you date a 15-year-old?
No.
See, they don't really have that perspective.
Well, would you date a 9-year-old?
No.
That's a better perspective.
You know what I mean? I mean, there's the amount of change that I went through from 15 to 18 is monumental. From 20 to 24 is monumental. I can't even begin to imagine 24 to 31.
Right.
Nonetheless, for me, I'm 24 years old. For me to date a 15-year-old is completely incomprehensible. I can't say I haven't found some 15-year-olds extremely attractive because women obviously mature a lot.
Okay.
Young girl,
But
mature a lot
this
faster,
is the precise reason why these laws are in place, that any man that is that much older than a 15-year-old who would date the 15-year-old is suspect. There's something wrong.
Going on with him.
Allison, you ever have any experience going out? Oh, you're smiling. You went out you had a sugar daddy, didn't you?
I didn't,
You
but
do.
I can understand how at 15 you're interested in older guys because the guys your own age are stupid and you want to and older guys are extremely attractive, so I can understand where you would want to be interested and want to justify the situation, but you have to keep in mind that you really are going to go through a lot of changes, and I'm only 19, so I can totally understand where you're coming from. But I mean, just the 4 years is a huge difference in what you find attractive and what you're interested in talking about with guys and what you're interested in talking about with your best friends. And I can understand where you're coming from, but you really want to take it slowly and just listen to what your parents and your friends have to say, because
and the courts have to say.
Yeah.
So Michelle.
I don't know what to do because
All right.
I have a court date on the 29th, and I don't want him to go to jail over me.
All right, but Michelle, let's just backtrack and so we can get the whole story in place here. You went to a counselor or a therapist?
for another reason.
Yes, you did.
Yeah.
Okay, and you spoke to this therapist or counselor or this therapist about this guy.
Yeah.
And this therapist did their duty by notifying the authorities.
Yeah, she told me that, but
Right. You feel betrayed, but
I don't understand why she did that because
for your own good.
No, because if she didn't,
No?
she would go to jail.
taken away.
Oh, all right.
Your therapist
For
would
her
go to
own good.
jail. You've got to understand something. That there
She'd
are
lose her license.
extremely intense laws about reporting these incidents.
Yeah.
That if she didn't, and it ever were to come to light again, she would be in jail. I mean, not just would she be in trouble professionally, she would be in serious legal
But don't
trouble.
you think that's kind of messed up because when
Michelle, those laws are there to protect you.
Yeah. And it is hard to understand. All right, so wait a minute, Michelle. So it was reported, and now this guy has a hearing. Okay, and you have to attend the hearing.
Yeah.
And
You're going to put me on the stand.
you have to be put up on the stand.
Yeah.
And you had sex with a guy?
Yeah.
All right.
Are your parents involved in this?
Yeah, my mom is, yeah.
Michelle, just tell the truth. That's all.
Are they?
Tell the truth.
Are your folks kind of pissed off?
My mom isn't so much pissed off. She just wants to help me, and I thank her for that, but I just wish people would understand my feelings of it, and I don't understand why my psychiatrist did that.
Michelle?
When we were seeing, hold on, let me explain. When we were seeing each other, she was helping us out. She would take me to see him all the time. She would try and help us out with our relationship. And then she goes and does that. I don't understand why she did that.
Did she know that you were having sex with him at that point?
Yeah, she did. I told her everything.
And she knew how old the guy was? All right.
Taking me to see him. She's met him.
She has an obligation to report it. That's all there is to it.
Yeah, I mean, we can't sit here and figure out what was going on in her head.
Right. I mean, the question in our mind is why was she taking you to heal the
Right.
relationship with a 30-year-old?
But for you, now is the time to move forward, and you really do obviously just have to tell the truth when you go to court. And maybe seriously think about what it is you get from the relationship and how you can find a way to, maybe if you do want to still see him, but just slow down a lot and really think about all the changes you're going to go through. I mean,
Well, there's visiting days.
There's something seriously. I mean, I don't know this guy, and I don't know your relationship with him, and you obviously have some strong feelings for him.
And very mature for your age. But
There's something seriously wrong with a man that's dating, that's 31, that's dating 15.
Yeah, I mean, it is the ultimate catch-22. I don't care how good you say this guy is. He's 30-frickin' years old. My age, by the way. And I wouldn't dream of going out with a 15-year-old. Unless she'd have me. Julie!
Hi.
You're on Loveline.
Hi, Julie.
Hi, how's it going?
Good.
Okay, this is my problem. I've been boyfriendless, basically, for the past 4.5 or 5 years.
Join the club.
Yeah, I hear you, sister.
It seems like they like me, like, at first, but then when they get to know me, they don't like me anymore, and I was discussing it with a guy friend of mine, because I figured who better to ask than a guy.
Exactly.
And I was telling him how I don't like to play games, like Hard to Get and stuff. And he was explaining to me the principles of Hard to Get and how a guy's going to like that more than he's going to like somebody who's straightforward, which is me.
How old are you?
I'm 19.
You're 19?
Yeah.
And who are the guys you're mostly interested in? How old are they? Like,
About my age, 19 or 20.
Age?
Not 31, that's for sure.
Yeah, well, it's true though. It's true that there is a certain amount of, like, I guess, mind games, because I think a lot of people, especially, I think all of us to a degree have a certain kind of thing. Oh God, why don't you love me? Oh, you do. I'll kind of see you later, kind of thing. You know?
Well, do you feel? I mean, just to throw this in, do you feel like you really need a boyfriend? I mean, is that something that's a really important thing to you? I mean, are you happy by yourself, or? I mean, obviously you'd rather be, dating.
I would much rather be with somebody than not, but it's not like I feel like I need somebody, but every once in a while it would be nice to be validated. Because it's one thing if I sit here and I think I'm all cool and I'm all beautiful and I'm all rad and I'm such a great person. It's like
what's wrong with that?
A guy, as soon as he gets to know me, decides otherwise.
Well, what's wrong with thinking that you're all that?
Well, I mean, there is nothing wrong with it, but it's kind of hard to keep believing in that when
you're getting dumb.
Yeah.
You know what?
I can totally understand.
The funny thing is when I went through my whole high school career, I never had a date. I had one date. I went out with this girl. I went out with this girl. I asked her. I had a crush on this girl for years. I went out with her. I said, "You want to go out?" And she's like, "Yeah, let's go to the movies." We went to the movies. She said one word to each other, and she jumped after the movie. She jumped in the car with her mom, and with her sister, and I walked home. I mean,
this is great fodder for that Playgirl interview. All the women diddling themselves, sitting on the toilet, reading this, going, "Oh, I would have dated him. Oh, man, I would have been so good to him." Why is it all good-looking people never had a date in high school?
I don't know. Personally, I don't know why. But I didn't have a car, and I don't know why. But it seemed that I didn't play games, and it's sometimes you can't help it, but I didn't play games. I was more straightforward, especially when I liked somebody, I went after them. And I think a lot of people, it scared them.
Julie, I'm sorry, Austin, go ahead.
You just might be very, maybe ahead of,
You don't want to pretend to be something else, though. I mean, that's the key, is that if you're not comfortable playing games, and if you're not comfortable playing Hard to Get, then that's not something you should do, because obviously you're not going to be comfortable in that role either. If you're happy being who you are, then obviously someone out there is going to agree with you and think that that's the right thing, because, I don't know, I mean, from my experience, guys can't stand girls who, like, lie to them and do stupid things and try to set it up so that they see another guy, dating you or whatever. I mean, I don't know. I'm not experienced.
Yeah, it's dating. It's not stratego. You know what I'm saying? Just be yourself, and if someone can't handle you the way you are, then move on. All right, let me give out the Loveline phone numbers real fast. If you're calling from a telephone, the number is 1-800-LOVE-191, 1-800-568-3191. The fax number, 310-854-4455. We're here with Austin Peck and Alison Sweeney of Days of Our Lives, and producer. Yes?
That was sort of a dramatic effect you had there when you waited.
Yeah, when I brought up that vial right in between the last two numbers.
Well, I don't know. It sounded, you had a dramatic hesitation there.
I think I have what it takes.
You definitely did.
I do. And how about a walk-on?
Man, if I had that kind of control.
Allie, she didn't win the award. She's got so much privilege. She comes on. She comes in an hour late. She comes in. She has other people do her blocking for her.
Right.
She's,
she bitch slaps the producer.
All the time. tells us what to do, where our blocking is.
I've always done that.
She's got her people around everywhere. You can't even talk to her. You gotta contact her assistant.
Well, bodyguards are necessary. You
All
have
right,
to do it.
Allison, seriously, now, I do have some stage experience, albeit a burlesque show, but I was out on stage.
Well, that's good enough for me.
Oh, and actually, I was drunk and wandered up on stage trying to grab a little booty. But
if you manage to keep on there for more than 10 seconds, that's the rule.
I'm saying, yeah, it's like bronc riding.
Exactly.
All I'm saying is I don't need a walk on, just like a walk through, a walk by. I'll just go by.
Walk off.
Walk off.
I do enough of that on my own. All right.
I think we can manage something for
Just
you.
like phone call for Mr. Jackson, just something.
Well, everyone gets their start somewhere. Harrison Ford started saying...
He did like a phone call thing.
Exactly. He totally did.
Right.
There's a message for someone famous.
Okay, I'm just saying...
We'll keep it in mind.
Yeah.
The next time I meet with the producers about,
All right, I'm going to be waiting by the phone.
Okay.
Chris.
Yes.
You're on Loveline.
Hey, I'm 19 and I'm going out with a 22-year-old now.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And anyways, my problem is this. I was a virgin when I met her, and I'm not now, but the problem is that I haven't had an orgasm with her.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like when I'm I can get it up and everything, and it's fine, but I'm circumcised. I'm not circumcised, and I don't know. I just not feeling anything really. I'm not getting any feeling. So I really can't maintain it.
Yeah.
And it's just that
Are you putting it in the right place?
Yeah, it's in there.
Okay.
It's just not, I don't know. It's just not doing anything.
Okay, and
I, last night, we were doing it, and I was like, it was like feeling I was about to have an orgasm, and then it like went down on me.
right.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, the mind, the evil warlord.
Could it be the fact that you're intimidated sexually?
I don't know, because she wasn't a virgin when I met her, but it's not. I mean, she did, and I never said I wasn't a virgin. It's kind of like the ego thing, but I just, she never.
All right, all right. Hold on. I'm gonna cut through the thick subtext here. Chris is insecure because he's clinging to the whole virgin, not virgin thing. This happens. Guys get hooked up with women that are more experienced than they, and they feel a little intimidated because guys.
Cutting beneath that. I mean, the fact that he had to cling to that kind of a preoccupation suggests that he already felt insecure and not worthwhile, and had to, cover for who he really was.
So now it's become like probably.
You understand?
Your mind's obsessing about it.
What do you look at me like
Well,
that?
you're just reiterating what I said. You're just taking it back a step further.
Right,
He just doesn't
right.
really.
It's beneath. It's not to do with whether he's a virgin or hiding that. The fact is, in the first place, he was afraid to divulge who he was.
Okay, I'm with you. So Drew's saying that Chris, and I'm saying, and everyone in the room is saying that Chris is a little insecure, and naturally, because the Lord is an evil one, it goes right to the penis.
Insecurity.
Your penis.
Do not pass
If
go.
the Lord was a forgiving and benevolent Lord, your penis would get larger when you were scared.
The best advice I think personally, that's just me, is the fact that don't try it your hardest not to think about it.
He's gonna think about it.
But just work on it. If it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen.
That's
Don't have
the
any
fact.
expectations.
It's been like 3 months.
Chris, but that is the fact.
Just don't have expectations.
Being anxious makes things not work.
Yeah.
And if you're worried that it's going to happen, it is going to happen.
Exactly.
So how should I go about approaching it then? Just like
From behind, I'm thinking.
Something you're not.
You got to sneak up on her.
Something you're not used to.
Foreplay.
Something you're not used to doing, and that is talking with your partner and being honest with her about how you're feeling and about how nervous you are. And hopefully she'll support your feelings and you'll calm down about all.
Supportive about it so far, but I mean, she should just say that, hey, you're my first one. But I never got
which immediately creates more anxiety for you because you're not willing to tell her that she's your first.
You've got to be honest with her. You've got to be honest with her, especially when you're a lover with somebody. Honesty is so important.
Says, she's like totally head over heels for me and everything. I mean, I really
more reason for you to be.
All right, so Chris, here's the deal: nice, honest, open dialogue before you go into the bedroom will create a more relaxing environment in the bedroom. Am I right?
You are correct.
You are so correct.
Or you can do what I do, which I get naked in front of the mirror and I shut the bathroom door and I put on the theme from Rocky.
Thought.
And I act like a linebacker in the NFL getting hyped up for a big game, I do like shadow boxing and then I slap myself in the face and I go, who's the baddest? Who's the baddest? And then I look at myself and I say to my reflection, you want a piece of me? You want some of this? And then I I punch out the medicine cabinet and I go bursting in the bedroom, and then no one's there and I masturbate. But that is my routine.
So next time, get a soundproof bathroom, and you'll be
That's
great.
right. Go to town. Jason.
Yeah.
You're on Loveline.
Hi, Jason.
What's up,
That
Jason?
would be Alison Sweeney and Austin Peck from Days of Our Lives.
Right. That girl Michelle called.
Telly's impressed. Yes.
You know, who's got that court date coming up?
Right. The 15-year-old with the 31-year-old beau.
Well, I don't agree with their age difference for one, but basically the same thing happened to me.
Uh-huh.
Not that big of an age difference. Like, I was 19, she was 15.
That is substantially different.
But and in California today, that would virtually be legal.
No.
Yes.
It's still not legal.
It's almost legal.
I'm still on probation for it, and I've been
No,
going through this.
I understand that, but there's a new law. The law changed in '96
For what?
that as long as you're within 3 years of the minor, it's legal.
But he's 4 years.
He's 3.5 years, almost.
There's a catch to that. If they want you, see, there's 288A, B, and C.
Oh, here we go. Go ahead.
And there's also 261.5. 261 is rape. 261.5 is there's no such thing as statutory rape anymore.
Right.
It's unlawful sexual intercourse with someone under the age of 18.
Right.
Generally, they don't prosecute for 261.5, and if they do, it's a wobbler. It goes a felony or a misdemeanor. Mine happened to go a misdemeanor, so it wasn't such a big deal.
This is the Cradle Robin Matlock, by the way, we have on the phone. keep going.
Okay. 288A, one is lewd and lascivious acts with a minor under the age of 14, I think it is. That's 266A. B, I think, is if you are more than 10 years apart from each other. And C, I'm not sure what it is.
Did you represent yourself?
Can't believe the
Well,
specifics
I mean, I
of all
researched
this.
it a lot and found out a lot what was going on. But basically, what I did is when I went to court, I just told them what happened. So there was no trial, anything like that. I just, you know.
Did the girl show up?
Well, she didn't have to show up.
She didn't have to give a deposition or anything?
I took a plea.
Okay.
I mean, it happened. I'm not going to go and, hey, no, I didn't. I don't know who she is. I mean, if it happens, at least,
All right, so you copped to it. It's too bad OJ didn't think that way, but that's another show.
Save the taxpayers' dollars and just get it
Sounds
over
like you
with.
handle it really well.
Well, you would have saved the taxpayers a little more money if you weren't banging youngins, but that's another show,
so
too.
your advice is just to be honest about the situation.
Well,
and
I mean, I don't think that the court system really, I mean, for me, I guess it did well. I got a year in county jail for this. I did 4 months and 20 days. I got big fines. I'm still on probation.
Really?
Big-time community service.
Jason, how pissed are you that there's millions of guys that have had sex with 15-year-olds who are 18, 19, 20 years old, who just, the only time they looked at was a time looking at the ceiling in her bedroom. Do you know what I'm saying? They got nothing.
2 minutes.
I know what you're saying. I'm
The
not
2
really
minutes.
pissed about that. I'm pissed
I would be bitter.
What are you pissed off about, Jay?
More the court system. See, right now I'm still on probation. It's still on my record. I have a year. My next court date is in exactly a year. I just went, like last week. I can't get a job right now because when it says, have you been convicted of a felony, I have to put yes. And are you a registered person? I have to put yes and stuff like that.
Wow.
I'm sorry, we're not accepting applications at Chuck E. Cheese, Jason.
So in a year, everything will be off my record, and I could say I've never been arrested before, which is luckily. But from 19 to 24, I'm stuck working cash for somewhere.
Wow.
You know what I mean? And that's the problem.
What was this? Did you hurt the 15-year-old?
No, not at all.
The
It was
parents
totally
went after you?
consensual.
were you aware? I mean, when you went into that situation, that there might be some kind of problem where
Yeah, I was
someone
aware.
would tell the
I was a
tell the
virgin.
authorities.
I was a virgin. She was a virgin.
Who came
Did the
after
parents
her?
go after you?
And you know what? I thought I loved this girl, and a week later she went somewhere else and slept with somebody else.
Oh, now, see, Jason, it seems to me, I'm no court-appointed attorney, but it seems to me that, and I'm not blaming you, but if you had gotten some good representation, that you probably could have either beat this or knocked it down a couple of notches.
A lot. Each time you do it, it's another count, and I was facing, like, a lot of counts.
You mean each time you actually have intercourse, it's another count?
Right.
Oh, see, I'd be fine.
The greatest attorney there is. I mean, she's on the ball.
How did the
Marsha Clark?
What?
Marsha Clark?
No.
Okay.
how were the authorities notified?
She told her friend. Her friend was just happened to be talking about it to a counselor at a high school.
Oh.
And it was just, it wasn't even like a counseling session. It was just a circumstance saying, well, what do you think about this? And then the counselor called the police.
Jason, you are cursed. That's all. I mean, I hate to be cruel, but man, that sucks. And my heart goes out to you. But you know what? You sound like you got a level head. You sound like you did the right thing, and a year from now, it's all going to be behind you.
Did you at least have a good time?
Well, yeah, but and you know,
Not worth 4 months in the jug, though.
never once
sorry.
ever hurt this girl, ever treated her bad, never raised my voice at her. I never do that to anybody.
Well,
I was driving down the
Well, there
road
should
the
be
other
more
day.
guys like you out there.
Her new boyfriend, I guess, is just totally pissed off. I haven't ran into these people. They live in the same neighborhood as me. I haven't ran into them for ever since I've been put on probation. Her ex-boyfriend, or her new boyfriend, jumps in my car and starts trying to beat me up. He's got a court date 2 days from now. I'm going.
This is
dramatic for me.
This is a love
soap
triangle.
opera.
So, man, you should be on our
Like
show.
no other.
Days of Jason's Lives.
That's right, man.
We'll be back after this. Yeah, Engineer Mike doing the wave in the next room, and I still don't see him in all his glory. The phone number, 1-800-LOVE-191, 1-800-568-3191. The fax number, 310-854-4455. We're here with Austin Peck and Alison Sweeney. Austin and Sammy.
Hello
From
out there.
Days of Our Lives. Now, the show's on every day, obviously.
That's right.
Every day.
And how far in advance do you guys tape each episode?
A month.
Yeah, usually about a month. We start out the year 2 weeks, and then we work extra episodes. We try to work in about 6 episodes a week, and then we, by the end of the year, are a month ahead.
How many hour week is it for you guys? Is it a long week?
It varies a lot.
It varies the week. Sometimes you work no days a week.
And then
1
sometimes
to
you're
5.
working.
You work 5 days a week. You have absolutely zero life.
All right, now we'll be back with more thrilling soap opera revelations in 10 seconds. All right, let me reset the show. I am Adam Carolla. That is Dr. Drew's board-certified physician, diction medicine specialist. Tonight's guest, Days of Our Lives, stars Austin Peck and Alison Sweeney.
They are
Austin and Sammy.
Thank you.
Now, is it coincidence, Austin, that you're Austin, right?
It's a complete coincidence.
Right, because the guy's name was Austin.
Is Austin.
Now, Drew and I were talking last night. There's never any guys named Moisha.
Shlomo.
Shlomo.
I like that one.
Paging Dr. Shlomo.
Dr. Shlomo, please report.
It just wouldn't work because no beautiful woman, Susan Lucci, couldn't say, man, Shlomo, when you act this way, it's like you're another Shlomo. You're not the old Shlomo.
I can see where the problem would come in, but
Give me some of the names of the stars that are in your
real
show.
life or
Some
on the
of
characters?
No, the character names.
Well, we have one character actually who was at one point my father, but then we realized he wasn't my father. He's been through about 6 or 7 names over the course of the time this actor's been on the show. He started out as John Black, and then he was Roman Brady. Roman. And that's my dad. And then he went to some crazy thief in Europe, but it turned out he wasn't really that crazy thief.
Claude Lemon, the international jewel thief.
Yeah, and then he was Forrest Alamein.
Forrest Alamein.
And then
no
he-
whiter names in the world.
And then he went back to John Black.
Uh-huh.
So now he's just playing John Black again.
Any Rexes?
No, we don't have any Rexes.
How about
We had one character who chose to name himself the Pacifier when he went around and was a vigilante for the city.
Really?
Yeah,
Because that was my porn name for in the early 70s. So I don't have to explain why. No Dexters?
No Dexters. No.
Any good female names in there?
Well, no, we have some we have a Kayla. Is that
Okay,
unique?
Kayla, yeah.
Kayla, and then it's pretty Marlena.
Right. Yeah, but these are fairly tame names.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was looking. But what female name wouldn't they use? Drew, you have a good female name they wouldn't use?
Gertrude.
Gumercinda. Gumercinda.
Lucinda.
That was always in my Spanish books at school.
And Gertrude. Mine was always Paco.
Paco?
I used to think my name was Paco, but like that, I was walking around and go, Mi amo es Paco. I go, nice to meet you, Paco. I'm like, oh, wait a minute. That's
You
what's
didn't
in the
know
book.
what you were saying. But
Yes. Mi lamo es Paco. Brett?
Yeah.
Mi lamo es Paco.
Hey, sí, muy bien.
Yes, Grasser.
Muy bien.
I first of all like to say that Days of Our Lives is like the best soap opera that there is on TV right now.
All right.
You're the man. Good taste.
And I also have a question. Let's say like a pregnant woman has sex when she's like 6 months pregnant. She
Mhm.
has like another baby, or
You mean like a cat?
Can cats do that?
But they can't do it once the pregnancy is along, I suppose. No.
no?
No.
Will the other baby die if like? Does this happen like? If,
They will. The placenta produces progesterone, and that suppresses the ovaries from ovulating any further. So there are no other eggs available for pregnancy.
Is that what's in the pill?
I was just going to ask, could you use that as a...
Yeah, you can. Depo-Provera, that's just progesterone, basically.
Is it true that they're coming out with new studies that it's bad for pregnant women to have sex now? Or, like, on a regular basis?
There are concerns, as I understand it, in the third trimester that you can induce preterm labor, that sort of thing.
right.
But I'm not aware of there being
really
problems.
slow.
Sorry,
Yeah,
Austin.
Brett.
Sorry.
Brett.
Nice try,
I
though.
don't know how he was pregnant, you know. But...
Brett, how old are
I
you?
should hope not.
15.
15.
Oh.
Yeah, what are you thinking? What's going on?
Oh well.
What is your plan?
No.
Yeah, right?
What are your immediate
Why
plans?
is this on your mind right now?
Well, I was just talking to my friends yesterday, and we don't talk. We talk about stupid things.
Can't you guys talk about sports or Batman or something?
Yeah, that's it.
Or unpregnant women?
Wow.
Better luck next conversation.
When I was 15, I was like, you think Aquaman,
The Tick.
can he breathe underwater, or does he just hold his breath for a real long time like a whale?
Well, you know, it might have been something they brought up in science class. And...
Wow. Kids are so mature these days. Scott,
Hey,
you're on
Hey.
Loveline.
how's it going, guys?
Good.
Pretty good.
I'm good.
I have a question for you.
Great.
Yes.
That's what we're here for.
My girlfriend has I don't know how to explain it, like white warts down in her vaginal area.
White warts?
Yeah, that's what they look like, and I'm want to know.
Isn't that a burger franchise?
Are there actually warts?
They look like it. I don't know what they are. I'm just wanted to know if it was.
Why don't you ask her?
She says it like itches all the time, and she keeps on asking me to go down on her. And stuff
Well,
like
why don't you?
Is she going to the doctor?
What's that?
Did she go to the doctor?
I
The
keep telling her to.
gynecologist?
She's not wanting to go.
Well, don't
Well-
go down there until she does.
Yeah, tell her that you're concerned about her and you want to take her in. I mean, this is not right.
Okay.
And it's for her own safety and well-being. I mean, your concerns or whatever, but the reality is here she may have a medical problem needs to be dealt with. Okay.
Okay.
So wait a minute, Scott. Hold on. Now I need a quick recap.
Okay.
I have lesions or warts on my parts. I'd like you to go down and investigate with your mouth. Is that basically what her approach is?
Exactly. She does. Exactly.
What is? I see. I would take offense to that. I really would.
Yeah, but maybe as far as she's concerned, it's nothing. I mean, maybe she doesn't notice anything from the ordinary.
No, but she notices something. I mean, this is to me no different
He
than
notices something.
This is even worse than when someone goes, "I think this milk is bad." Austin,
Well, did you
taste this milk? I think it's rancid.
I mean, did you try to discuss it with her, or is she really uncomfortable with talking about it in general, much less going to a doctor, or what?
Scott?
Yes.
Get her to the doctor.
Definitely.
Okay, and I just wanted to say, Allison, I think you're very beautiful, and I love your guys' show.
Oh, thank you. That's very sweet of you.
Fantabulous. Drew?
What?
Where does you wants to goes? Bonnie.
Yes.
Hi, Bonnie.
Hello.
You're on Loveline.
Yes, I have a question. I was really okay, I'm 5 months pregnant right now, and I was on speed in like July, and like it was like a couple months before I got pregnant.
Mm-hmm.
And would that affect my baby or anything?
No, except that the baby has about a 50% possibility of being an addict, him or herself, just based on your history.
I mean, just the fact that she was
Just
a
the
speed
fact that
addict.
you're an addict, there's a probability that you can pass that genetic
But
potential along.
Bonnie could have kicked 3 years ago, and,
And it'd
it
be
was
the same thing,
danger.
yeah. And I don't think, yeah.
Because my husband was worried.
No, I don't think, I really don't think you would have done it. Was it just speed? I mean, not just speed,
Well,
but only
and
speed.
marijuana.
Yeah, marijuana, on the other hand, can do things. I alluded to that earlier in the show, that somebody gave me an article today that really chronicles a whole amazing array of birth defects that have been associated now with pot. And
Even that far in advance?
Yeah, it surprised me too, because I really had never seen any evidence of that effect. Most of it during pregnancy. In other words, the marijuana's exposure.
No, I didn't. It was a couple months before I got pregnant.
Were you smoking every day before that? Hmm?
Not before.
Well, it
Yes.
was like a couple months before.
couple months before. Well,
And
again, that stays in your
How long does it stay in your system?
for your life, basically. But in terms of significant circulating amounts, it should be out within about 2 to 4 weeks.
Speed stays in your system?
No, speed.
No, marijuana.
Marijuana we're talking
Speed goes, well, that's why they call it speed.
Real fast.
Yeah.
But I think things should be okay.
Because the doctors say everything was normal, but my husband
Most importantly, get into some recovery program where you will relapse at some point in the not too distant future, just even based around the stress of child rearing, which is phenomenal. Believe me, I want to assure you of that. And that's not going to help your child any if you're high and you're trying to.
Good luck.
All right, Kim.
Hi.
You're on Loveline with the lovely folks from Days of Our Lives.
Hi, Kim.
Hi, Alison. I had a question.
Mm-hmm.
I'm 17. I'm 5'4", and I weigh between 92 and 94 pounds. And I'm trying to gain weight because I'm
Good.
so thin that it's becoming like really self-conscious for me to wear like short sleeve shirts or skirts or anything because I just do not like the way my body looks because I'm so thin. And I was wondering if you guys could tell me like how I can gain weight because like I gain like 5 to 6 pounds and then it's gone.
All right, I'll tell you how. Get yourself now. Stay with me, okay, Kim?
Okay.
I'm serious. No, this is even better.
that's healthy.
Get yourself involved with a bad sitcom. Have it run for about 3 years, and then in 3 years from now, 3 years after it goes off the air, we'll catch up with you for sort of where are they now. In which case, everyone sits around and goes, Jesus, he got fat, or boy, did she pack on the weight. This seems to be the best way to put on the pounds, doesn't it?
Well, as long as you're eating the potato chips as you go.
I saw Lee Majors playing in a celebrity golf tournament yesterday on Entertainment Tonight. This guy is a porker. This guy was a $6 million man, and he's got to be tipping the scales. He's at least 250 at this point. He is a huge man.
Do you have trouble eating? I mean, do you not?
No, I like eat like a lot, but it's, I don't know, I guess it's kind of
metabolism
What kind of foods
Yes.
what kind of foods are you eating?
I eat like a lot of pasta, a lot of like chicken.
Get Ensure and make a milkshake out of it twice a day
Okay.
with ice cream.
All right.
That's a ton of calories.
Yeah, don't go
Ensure
crazy with
is
the
that-
sugars
is that-
because that's not healthy either.
It's like geriatric Gatorade, right? That
Basically.
Ensure?
Well, it's high calorie. It's corn syrup.
It's like for old folks.
I've tried that weight gainer stuff.
Now try get some Ensure or Ensure Plus and make milkshakes out of that a couple times a day, and you will gain weight.
Kim, are your folks skinny?
My mom is, but it's not as bad as I am. And it's, I don't know, it's like I binge eat. Like, I'll eat like 10 times a day.
Kim, you don't do anything weird. Here's the
Exactly.
deal. Whatever you do, you have to make it sort of a
Moderation.
lifestyle. Because if you just like freak out and do some scene from Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory for like a week, then obviously you can't keep up with that. It's going to
Right.
screw you up. Here's what I think. Eat the right foods. Eat often. Don't miss meals. I would work out because muscle tends to weigh a lot more than fat, and you're still it stays on, and you're still young. And one day, everyone is going to hate you. Every female you work with is going to hate you a few years down the road from now because they're all going to be in this constant struggle. I mean, women, once they get like over 25, they're like salmon going up the stream with this struggle, trying to keep the weight off, and guys too. And they learn to hate and resent people like you, Kim, so you have that to look forward to.
Definitely try the milkshake he was talking about, and just don't, and you should learn to love yourself for your body anyway.
Yeah.
That sounded good, didn't it?
It sounds good, but when you're 17...
Right, exactly.
And you're watching, the supermodels are opening another hot dog stand, and they're all prancing around in these sundresses, and you're looking a little spindly. It's tough emotionally.
It's definitely tough no matter what you look like. It's emotionally tough at that age.
No kidding. Frank,
Hi, yeah, I was just calling to talk to the soap opera stars.
there they are.
Hi.
Hello,
What's up,
I'm from Portland, and I watch your show and have watched Days of Our Lives probably for like 15 years.
Oh, great.
I absolutely love it. But I had a question for Alison.
How's the therapy going, by the way?
It's great.
Our show is therapy. What do you mean?
I've been
That's
through
right.
everything with all of the characters, but I was wanting to know, actually my question's for Austin. How did you feel about not getting nominated for the hottest male soap opera star?
How did I feel about not getting
Well,
nominated?
I mean, I'm sure that...
I really didn't feel anything.
Well, you know,
He was numb, man.
I was so upset.
No, but actually,
Where's myself to go?
for the soap awards, there are certain rules because Days is actually so popular with the fans that they had to limit the amount of nominations that they could give out to every soap. They limited it to every soap could only get the maximum of 5 nominations, and so the editors had to sort of narrow it down. So it certainly was not a diss at Austin at all
Right.
because he's one of the hottest male stars in
figured
daytime.
Right.
They don't want me. I don't want them. No, I don't know. I mean, that's just the way it is. I don't know. I mean, I really don't. You know, I can't focus my energy on whether I get nominated for something because then I'll just.
Well, I was just saying that, you know, it seemed to be like you totally should have been, but...
Well,
thank you very
Frank,
much.
let me
We
say
agree.
this too, Austin. I'm with you because I was at Farrell's once and ate one of these things called a pig's trough, and I was supposed to get a certificate, but the guy said they're out of it. And it's like I just held my head up, man, when I left. You
Where
know.
did they get off treating you like that?
But
That's
the point
just
is
not-
I knew I
Thanks a
finished
lot,
the
Frank.
trough. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So I like walked out and held my head up. You know, Austin?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I also have something to ask Alison now.
Go for it.
You know, I've been following the plot, the big, you know, the triangle with you and Carrie and Austin forever, and it's really frustrating to watch you win all the time.
I wouldn't say I win all the time.
Stupid.
She doesn't actually win. I mean, is he in love with her? No.
Hey, Frank.
Yeah.
You want me to reach across the console
Yeah,
and
I heard
smack
that.
her one? Come on, I got a rolled up Wall Street Journal right here.
And also, I wanted to tell you that your hair looks really, really pretty when it's all curled like it was on the award show.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh,
I
okay.
definitely, I definitely had some compliments, and it wasn't really my idea. It was my friend Charles's idea.
Well,
So.
it looked really, really good.
Well, thank you. That's very sweet of you.
I guess that's all I really wanted to say is just that I'm with you guys every day.
All right.
Well, keep watching, man.
Thanks.
Don't give up hope.
Say hi to your boyfriend.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. I don't mean to make fun of a guy who follows a show that closely, but you guys probably don't know as much about the show as Frank does.
You want to hear something funny? I know a friend of mine plays on my best friend Damien plays on a rugby team, and the guys he plays with.
I do a softball game where a softball team every summer where we go to minor league stadiums and play, and we get to meet the minor league teams, and they all watch.
I
our
walked
show.
into a Hell's Angel bar the other day, and they had a TV, and
they're all sitting around watching.
crying, many of them weeping openly and hugging each other.
Austin alone, you bitch, Sammy.
They had an Austin look-alike contest. It was fantastic. Heather.
But you had fun.
Oh,
Hi,
yeah.
Heather.
Hi, how are you guys?
How you doing, Heather?
We're great.
I have like this real bad problem. Me and my husband are separated as of like the day after Christmas, and he already lives with some other girl.
How long had you been married?
We've been married for it'll be 2 years in March.
When you were 16, you got married.
When I was 16.
How old is he?
He is 20. He'll be 23 in July.
So he should have been doing time with Jason.
Right, exactly.
You know, Jason has just broken another number 2 pencil and crushed another coffee mug
Okay.
listening to this call.
So you're in a formal separation, right?
It's not legal. No.
Not, you just separated. You're
Right,
living
we're just
apart.
separated. And he is in the service down south.
What were the circumstances surrounding the separation? What happened?
Well, we argue a lot, and after a while, I've decided that it's not healthy for our son to be together.
And your son is how old?
He's almost 16 months,
Okay.
and so I decided that it wasn't healthy for us to be together. And 2 weeks later, he moved in with some other girl.
Was he lining her up? You know what I'm saying? I mean, did he signal the bullpen kind of thing?
What made you think that your son was not safe or it was unhealthy for your son?
Well,
to be in
we
an
were
environment?
talking about it, and just why we were talking about, I mean, he's never gotten violent. He never touched me, nothing. But when we were talking about it, he turned around and just nailed a hole through the wall with his fist.
Guys.
I think every man,
yeah.
I'll tell you what, I think every man has done that
Well, that.
I don't know. I mean, I can't speak for every man,
Well,
but I know every man that I know has done that.
But I suppose as a mother, it's your right to overreact in protection
and I
of
grew
your
up
son,
with violence in my family, and I don't want my son to do that.
which I can definitely understand.
And I mean, my son is like the jewel of my life, you know. And my problem is that he's coming home. He hasn't seen him in 2 months. He's coming home. He's on leave, and he just wants to take him. And his biggest concern is not our son. He called tonight. The first thing, he hasn't talked to him. He hasn't called in 2 weeks to see how Bobby was doing, which is our son. And the first thing he wanted to know was about money in our bank account. I mean,
Do you have an obligation to give him the child?
Well, obviously, if you don't have a legal...
well, we don't have any legal...
Right. So why don't you refuse to do it? Why don't you insist on being present?
Because, and I don't know the laws. I mean, I should know. I mean, it's my son.
Why don't you refuse to do it and just go with them?
And
if he's living with someone else, isn't that grounds for a divorce where you...
He said that he's...
Not in Utah. Yeah?
He said he's going to bring her up here, and I don't know how to handle
Oh, that's a lovely
This guy's
reunion.
an asshole. Can I say that?
Exactly.
Thank you, Drew.
Exactly.
Heather.
Yes.
Here's the... Well, all right. Let me just say a couple of things. A, this is why you shouldn't get married early.
Oh, I know that. I
All
know
right.
that now.
Now that's behind us. B, this guy sounds like a tremendous a-hole who's very selfish, who really should have been taking some time off to think about a relationship and instead shacked up with the first whack that walked onto the barracks. Okay. Now does not give a rat's hiney about your son.
Exactly.
And I think you should. I mean, can't you just open the phone book and look for some legal services or something?
A legal aid society or something.
Yeah,
like
I mean, being a female, being a single parent, essentially, and having a guy. I mean, there's plenty of resources for people like this. Am I right?
I would think so. I would think so.
And definitely at this point, just go with what you feel in your gut.
Legal aid society. In the meantime, if you don't want him to be alone with the child, don't let that happen.
Yeah, definitely.
Hi, this is Andy Bell, and that was Mr. Vincent Clark from Miraja. You're listening to Loveline.
Well, you certainly are. And the phone numbers, if you are listening, are 1-800-LOVE-191, 1-800-568-3191. The fax number, 310-854-4455. We're here with Austin Peck and Alison Sweeney. Austin and Sammy from Days of Our Lives.
You're getting good at that.
I certainly am. You know, if you guys would come back every day in about a year and a half,
You wouldn't have to look at that
I wouldn't
piece
have to
of
look
paper?
at my little card. I wanted to read this fax. Adam, you say that you talc up in the morning. Now, Austin, we got to talk about this.
You what?
I dump like there's like a handful of talc down my shorts before I leave the house in the morning. It's getting to the point where sometimes I overdo it, and I'm in the bathroom and I drop my pants, and all of a sudden it's like a James Bond car or something. It's like, yeah, there it's like a whole cloud of my own dust, and God knows what else.
Q has been working hard on your underwear.
That's right. That's right. 00 crotch. But the deal is you know, I'm bringing this stuff in and everything. But anyway, the fax continues. Do you use real talcum powder or just plain baby powder? Now, from what I understand, and I was reading,
talc is not very good for you.
Because I'm becoming talc obsessed, as you know, Drew. I have to go to some kind of Betty Ford clinic or something to get weaned off this.
No, true talc it can cause lung problems.
Right. Hi, I'm Adam Carolla. I'm a talcoholic. The thing is I was reading the back of the baby powder thing, and it said ingredients, talc, and scent. So it's one of those things like we were talking about with petroleum jelly.
Right.
When all hair grease is basically petroleum jelly and scent. So all baby powder is talc.
Right.
So anyway, it goes on, the reason being that talcum powder has been known to cause cancer in the testes. Did you know that?
I didn't know that.
Because that's bad, because I'm really like, I'm going through like I'm going through a couple cans of that stuff a week, Drew. Should I cut down on my talcum intake?
it's not going to, I think I see what you're going for. You think because the talc is near your testes, it's going to somehow get absorbed in there and cause cancer?
Near. No. It is all, it is swimming.
That's not the way it gets ingested. You inhale it, and then maybe
the cloud.
So the cloud is what you want to put a limit
to.
So maybe instead of shaving yourself the way you do so carefully, if you let things grow.
Hey, it's the 11 o'clock hour, and Drew's work shaving my ass into the show.
Thank you.
Yes, God bless Drew. Yes.
If you let it grow, maybe there won't be such commotion. Might keep the dust kind of settled.
No, you know, you're just being vindictive. You wanted to work the ass shaving thing into it, because the more hair, the less commotion there's going to be.
Like a sort of a jungle, like a
yeah, like a canopy in the rainforest.
Exactly, a canopy.
That's right. Lord knows.
A double canopy in your case.
Yeah.
Watching the two of them run with this gag is really
Oh,
amazing.
it's not a, oh, we're dead serious about this. Lord knows what sort of cures to disease lie in the black forest that is Adam's rear end. Oh, the mysteries. I think the cure to AIDS and cancer could be back there somewhere.
He has a friend of his.
Kids are having nightmares
Jesus,
now.
Drew, with come on, they don't need
shave
to.
this canopy for him.
I had someone do, it was more of a pruning than it was a shaving. Hey, seriously, Austin, you don't look like a real hairy guy. You got a little hair?
I got pretty hairy Mongol legs.
Yeah, okay, the legs, but you got a little hair in the ass? A little?
Yeah, I got some hair on the
Right, and you hear women all the time like, I bet he's got a hairy ass. Ooh, and they all start giggling. So I had a little extra hair on my ass.
I mean, I would say it would be a turnoff, but the way you're talking about it, I don't know.
Well, it's one of those, hey, it's too late, baby. It's there. Learn to appreciate it, right? And it really lathers up the soap.
If you let it grow, wouldn't it be like the hair on your legs? If you shave them, it would be all sharp and like.
Be like a making love to a porcupine.
Exactly. So you're sort of stuck now.
All right, Mike, come on, enough with the sheep shearing device there. The point. All right. Look, we're going back to the calls. So the deal is
I think
don't.
It's really amazing how honest you are about this.
I'm very candid, aren't I? I have no choice.
We're honored.
Drew calls me out. Another quick safety tip, I'll put the fart fan on in the bathroom, which creates a vacuum effect. So when I drop the pants, the cloud moves upward and right through the nostrils. So I should perhaps think about keeping that off. I'm really going to work this out one day. I'm going to write a book on it.
Yeah, you can have a safety tip book on
Safety tips on Nard talking with your expert, Adam Carolla. Keith, you're on Loveline.
Yeah, hi. I'm 17.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm calling about the 15-year-old that has a 30-year-old lover.
Yeah.
Is that call you guys had?
Right.
Yes.
No, I'm
Keith?
a 25-year-old boyfriend.
You what?
I'm gay, and I have a 25-year-old boyfriend.
Mm-hmm.
And are the legal obligations the same?
Yes.
They are?
Yes.
But sex is different, right?
Yeah.
Okay, just want to straighten that out. Yeah, but
Is that in the legal terminology of the work, or?
As I understand, when it comes to, I'm no expert on this stuff. As I understand, it applies to the male and the female.
We're all looking to you, like.
Yeah, you mean gay, heterosexual, or homosexual
relationships
fall under the same heading in the law, in the eyes of the law.
Okay.
And it doesn't matter who the younger partner is in the heterosexual relationship, whether that one is male or female.
Mm-hmm.
It is still illegal.
Right.
It's just not, as a matter of practical fact, I think, not prosecuted unless it's a female.
Right. But here, I would bet the way things are in this society, Keith, especially with Buchanan doing as well as he's doing in the primaries, I would bet that if you had your basic 65-year-old waspy type balding fat white judge up there, that if he saw this in a gay relationship would tend to probably come down on the older guy with more gusto, with more verve than he would if it was a heterosexual thing, because he would think the guy was a little more deviant, maybe taking more advantage. Maybe Keith, the 17-year-old, didn't know. I think he would feel like Keith was getting taken more advantage of than a 17-year-old female. What do you think?
Well,
I think I understand where you're going, and I don't know that's true or not true, but how much more enthusiasm can a judge apply than what they did to poor Jason?
Right. Well, that's true. He had like Wapner on that one.
Well, my boyfriend, he was going to go to counseling, and
for another situation,
right? Okay. Well, he's had a lot of problems in his past, and he was going to counseling, and part of it was for our relationship, because he doesn't, well, anyway. But
he doesn't what?
Want to mess it up? Or?
No, he's not sure if he knows how to maintain a stable relationship.
Right.
Okay, and he was going to go to counseling, and it's kind of hard to go to counseling for our relationship when she doesn't know I'm 17, right? Well,
I would just make you a year older, by the way. I mean, I don't know. I mean, look, you're 17.
Well, at
Let's
17,
make you 18.
isn't that practically...
At the time I was 16.
Right.
I just turned 17. Well, anyway, and he asked her ahead of time, how far does this confidentiality thing go? And she said, well, whatever you tell me doesn't leave this room. And so he went ahead and told her.
Except that.
Well,
there are three things that you can tell your therapist that they'll take elsewhere. One is, I'm going to kill myself. Another is, I'm going to kill somebody else. And another is, I abused a child.
Those are the three things?
So it's when you're seeing a therapist, it doesn't matter if you're the minor in the relationship or the older party.
How do they find out about it?
It's their job to report it.
There are other things, like if you physically abuse your wife.
You fantasize about Marge Schott. There are a few things that are going to leave the room.
Are you bringing us a story to tell us that it already has been brought to legal?
No, it hasn't.
If you abuse an old person, that has to be reported. There are certain abuse things that have to be reported now.
Well, I mean, as far as we know, it hasn't been reported yet that she hasn't, because nothing's ever been said. No, nothing's ever been mailed or called or nothing.
Mm-hmm.
But I was just wondering if the legal obligations were the same. Like, if just because we're gay, does she have to report it? Is it still looked upon the same in the law?
I would wait till you're 18 to bring it up.
Keep a low profile, and like I said...
No, there's no statute in that, as I understand. Too, if it happened a while ago, they still have to report it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
It does not run out.
No.
Chris.
Yeah.
You're on Loveline.
Oh, hey there. I want to talk to Dr. Drew.
Yeah, Chris.
Okay. My problem is that with my last girlfriend, when we would have sex, I could always bring her to an orgasm. But with my new girlfriend, who's actually my fiance, I can barely ever maintain to keep that. Is there anything that I can do for a greater staying power?
You're losing it.
No. I usually orgasm before she does, and then it's pretty much over.
Oh, okay. So you can't hold out.
Right, exactly.
Longer foreplay.
That's what I've been doing, but
yeah, I've now have a practice. I double my foreplay now. I'm up to 4 minutes at this point. Yes, the chicks
You're so
love that.
sensitive,
Oh
Adam.
yes, I doubled it.
Oh, how thoughtful of you.
is there anything else besides that? I mean,
What?
don't get me wrong.
What do you want?
I don't know. There's rings you can strap around your penis to keep it erect.
Mm-hmm.
There's anything that you can do to keep yourself from ejaculating.
Well, I'll tell you. I mean, we go over this almost at least every other night, and here's my tact. And Drew's repulsed and disgusted by it, but he can't argue with the logic in it. You need to masturbate. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
There's a torpedo in the tube. It needs to be fired because the time you have sex is the time it takes to load up the next one and do that and up Periscope and the whole 9 yards. You see what I'm saying?
Are those technical terms?
Up Periscope really works for almost any situation.
Great.
The thing is I would go, Austin, what do you think? Like an hour? Maybe an hour before you were going to have sex? Like, let's say you were having premature ejaculation. Now, you wouldn't want to go 5 minutes because then you're running the same run.
I would say about a half an hour would be good.
Half hour?
Depending on how attracted you are to your
You're very virile, Austin.
Yeah, it's depending, I guess it's depending on how attracted you are to your woman.
All right, Austin needs a half hour. I need like a week and a half. But the point is you find your own time. I would go 45 minutes. Let's compromise, Austin. You go 45 minutes, right?
Uh-huh.
You clear everything out of the system. Make sure you clean up, too, okay? Don't just be lying there in your own juices when she comes into the room. Go clean yourself up. Now you've emptied the chamber. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Then, like Austin said,
start to play.
Drag out the foreplay a little bit longer.
Okay.
And then when you get in there, you know in your mind that you just finished things off, plus your body knows you just finished off. And like I said, you put yourself a big poster of the Hey Vern guy. You know, Ernest? Put a big poster of Ernest at the top of the bed there. Okay?
I'm sure he loves that.
Good luck. Hey. We's back on Loveline. And the phone number, 1-800-LOVE-191. The fax number, 310-854-4455. We're here with Austin Peck and Alison Sweeney from Days of Our Lives, and they've been sporting.
Oh, well, thank you.
They've been fun. You know, we get
Did
a
you
lot
look up
of...
a thesaurus for that compliment?
For sporting? No.
No, that was just
I
in there somewhere?
have a high school education. Plus, I was a jock in high school, so I do know
sporting
sport.
is really great.
And I was a ceramics major, which people do not believe, but it's
I
true.
liked ceramics.
I did too, but to make it your major?
To make your major.
How bad? Here's the question.
You had a lot of dirty clothes from all the dust and everything.
Oh, yeah, I had weathered feldspar all over me, and now I'm dying of talc inhalation. I could just see it now, like with the eulogizing. He loved his talc. Adam, he's at that big talc factory in the sky.
All over the trade papers.
Yes.
Famous disc jockey died.
Famous disc jockey, obsessed with talcing his nether regions, finally is bitten by the talcum container he loved so.
So much.
Jeff.
Yeah, hey guys, how's it going?
Hi, Jeff.
What's up?
Hey, I just want to make a comment about Heather that was on a couple calls ago.
Heather was
the one about her boyfriend, the Marine, coming back.
She was 18
with the baby,
separated from her husband with a 16-month-old.
Yeah.
He moved out and went out on his.
Moved in with someone else.
With another woman.
I just came back to Southern California, but I had a situation like that when I was up in Alaska with my girlfriend. We have a daughter, and for the time, my girlfriend had a domestic violence order put on me, and so during that there was visitation set up. But once the DV ended, there was no legal paperwork done up, and I went to go visit my daughter one time, and she didn't want to, and so I called the cops to see if they could help me get her, and they said that as long as there's no legal paperwork done up, that she did not have to let me see her at all.
Right. That's what I thought. So that's basically what we told her, is that if she doesn't want to give the child over to her husband, she shouldn't.
So it's one of those possession is 9/10 of the law kind of thing.
Basically,
and
yeah.
plus, most of the time, people are gonna rule inside of mommy.
Absolutely.
On the side of mommy, I
It's
should
not
say.
just the mom, though. Say she does give her child to him, and then he doesn't want to give him back to her, then he doesn't have to because there is no paperwork.
Another one of those possession things.
Yeah, what do you think about that? Yeesh, how scary for her.
So you got to be careful, right? So I mean, you're saying he hands Bobby, I think her 16-year-old month was over, and the guy says, "Fine, I'm leaving. I'm going back to Camp Pendleton."
Or he could just disappear.
Yeah.
Worse.
So I just want to let you guys know. So you
Yeesh.
know.
Thank you, Jeff. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you for calling. See, we have
New
listeners.
storyline on the
We put something out there, and people call in and they
to help
follow
out.
it up.
That's
and
very.
I'm just glad we didn't get going on that foreskin restoration topic. It's
Well,
just
you
nice
just
that
brought
that-
it up again.
No,
Yeah.
no,
Yeah.
our calls are set for the rest of the evening.
Here
we just dodge that bullet.
we go. Ryan.
Hi, Ryan.
How did you do the four of you?
I think he said howdy to for you.
How'd they do?
Howdy do.
First of all, I want to say, Alison, Austin, love the show, love the show.
Thank you very much. Thank you very
Ryan,
much.
where are you calling from?
Minnesota.
Okay.
No, that's okay. The
Hey,
Minnesotans
Minnesota's great.
have a Canadian type dialect. Yeah. Pardon me?
2 o'clock in the morning here.
Okay. So
Okay,
you're
all right.
drunk, right?
Well, to make this call, I had to be.
All right, listen, Ryan.
All right, let's hear what's going on.
Put down the bottle, pull up your pants, and speak clearly into the phone.
All right. Well, this all started about 2 weeks ago when I was in about the same kind of state I am right now, where I was coming back from a party with one of my good buddies that I've known since I've been about knee high. And we got back to his place, and we're good friends. We just both crashed in the same bed, big size bed. First of all, I want to say that I do have a girlfriend. Had her for about 2 years. So my
All right, straight as an arrow.
Well,
Look,
aware. I just wanted to make sure you're well aware
Straight
of
to
it.
bed.
I'm gonna make the gay call in just a
How
few
old are you?
minutes. Go ahead, Ryan.
19.
And so, how old am I?
Go ahead, Ryan.
Okay, all right. And right after pretty much we got there, I passed out, crashed out. About, I don't know how long it would have been, about an hour later, I woke up to my friend beating me up.
Now, was he drunk?
He was what? Beating
You
you
heard
up.
Ryan, was he drunk?
Yes.
Yeah, because this same thing happened to me. And
No,
swear,
come on,
no, it did.
Adam, let's get serious here.
I mean it. I was the guy. I wasn't the guy who was passed out either. But
You
here's
were
the
the
thing.
guy.
I thought it was my penis.
You live in Minnesota?
I was like, man, this thing's big. Wow. I got to remember what I ate. And then I thought, Jesus, I thought I was circumcised.
Sorry.
Sorry,
Go
Ryan.
on,
Go
we're
ahead.
You live in Minnesota?
No, I don't. I was thinking of visiting there, but no. No, it wasn't me, Ryan.
Don't look me up when you get here.
I certainly won't. And don't look up me when you come out to California, if you know what I mean.
The point of the whole story was that in Minnesota about this time of year it's quite cold, and about 35 below weather I walked out half naked to my car and left. Have not spoke to him since then, and now, last week being it was Valentine's Day and stuff, I got together with my girlfriend.
Did he send you a card?
That was real nice, Adam.
All right.
And
Have you've told your girlfriend? Or?
no, I haven't. And that's part of the problem here. And then last week being in those kind of romantic kind of moods, but I wasn't the first time.
Uh-huh.
And
Yes.
I'm
Is it
wondering
something
if-
you've been really preoccupied with, or? But, I mean, obviously, what happened was something that really affected you. Well, I mean,
It's really like a post-traumatic stress disorder.
He was traumatized.
Yeah.
Same thing when I got back from NAM.
Did you beat the hell out of this guy? I mean, were you shocked or
He's his
what?
friend, though. I mean, what a conflicted thing.
well,
to
is it?
deal with.
I mean, do you feel like?
All right, listen. Let's get down to brass tacks.
All right,
here,
Adam's
Ryan.
gonna give me-
I'm going to give you a thing.
I was actually looking for something from Drew, too. He hasn't said too much here.
What can you say? This is not something that you wanted to participate in. The guy violated your trust and the appropriate boundaries, and maybe it's because you guys are loaded, and you ought to really look at that both for yourself and for him. But I think he screwed up your relationship, and that traumatizes you, and it's natural enough that when you are trying to be sexually active again, that all those feelings, those confused feelings would come back up and make things not work quite the way they should.
Ryan?
Yeah?
First off, let's just thank God you weren't sleeping on your stomach. Okay, because that could have taken years of therapy.
Oh, my God.
All right. Now, secondly, what are you worried about? Because this was not your idea. You know what I mean? And I know there's a lot of people that have been victimized out there, but here's my take on this thing. He didn't do you any physical harm. And as far as your girlfriend goes, or anyone else goes, it was not your idea. You were drunk and passed out, and this guy slid his hands down your shorts. You know what I'm saying? It's not like he pulled a Lorena Bobbitt on you, and it's not like you slid your hands down his shorts when you were drunk. So you're exonerated. You know, I'm going to be like the Pope here. I'm doing a communion. I'm going to put some ash on your forehead, and that's it.
It's just good that you're talking about it. 'Cause sometimes we just, you get confused about something like that. You just talk about it, and it'll settle itself.
This is the first time I've got it off my chest. Really.
Well,
it's kind of hard to go to one of your other groups.
Right.
So yeah,
And that's part of it. You need to have another human being let you know that you're okay, and that this is not something you had any
you
role in.
recommend me maybe mentioning this to my girl, or just kind of?
I'm not sure that's necessary.
I don't think it is necessary. I mean, unless it's something that's really bothering you, but it shouldn't. Don't obsess on it. I mean, the fact that you're obsessing on it says you have a problem, in my view.
No, I don't think that's true. I mean, I think that anyone who's been violated like that is going to have some problems dealing with it, especially if they don't have someone to talk to about it.
It's only been a couple of weeks.
Exactly. So now that you've gotten it off your chest, I think.
Are you in any way? I mean, don't take this wrong, but are you in any way questioning your own sexuality because of it?
I was at that point at one time in my life, but it's never been like.
So
okay, well, put it away. When you have a wet dream, who's involved in the wet dream?
Boy, he's got a nice hairy ass.
But so
hey, watch it.
So some of those
Nothing
feelings,
wrong with that, Ryan.
Some of those feelings are stirred back up again, and that's disturbing. So
that's extremely natural. Your friend's a jerk.
Yeah, and
that's one of the disturbing things too. He's losing a friend.
But but Austin did sort of touch on something here, which was I was thinking as a devout heterosexual, this would bother me, but I would be right over it.
Right.
I would say the guy's an a-hole,
Right.
I'm not taking any responsibility for it. But if I had a couple of question marks about the way I
even
felt,
just at that young age, of course, there's still
age,
questions in your head. I mean, even if you are, you're sure, you're still not positive.
Allison, is this a segue to a little lesbian story?
I think everybody has gone through some part of their life wondering or questioning their own sexuality, considering how much confusing information there is about sex out there. So, it's normal. I think everybody has gone through it to a certain degree, some more than others. Some may find out that they do like the same sex or not.
I agree, but I think a little bit of the problem with Keith, was it?
Ryan.
I'm sorry.
Ryan.
Oh, sorry. With Ryan was that he sort of enjoyed it to a degree on some level or felt somehow responsible for it.
It just stirred up those feelings.
And it stirred it up. Yeah. Like a snowball.
Yeah. Snowball?
Yeah, you know those balls that have like a
snow on
sea skin? Yeah, snowball. No, it's like what I do with the talc. No.
Oh, you shake them up
balls.
And then the snow falls down to the bottom.
They have
There's
a little city.
picture in them.
Yeah, except for he had like his friend's hand would have been floating around in there. Kay.
Nice imagery.
Hello.
Hi.
Hello.
Okay.
Oh, wow, I'm excited. Okay, first of all, Allison and Austin, I'm a big Dave fan.
Oh, thank you.
All right.
You guys do great.
Thank you very much.
Okay, I need all your guys' help on this. I need you guys to back me up on
Real fast, Kay.
Go for it.
My boyfriend and I always fight about this, and I think he's listening right now, so I need you all to tell him for me. We always fight about how long it should take, how much foreplay it should take before a girl is properly lubricated for sex.
Until you're lubricated.
Every 3,000 miles. That's what I think.
I think that depends on the woman and what turns her on.
Does it really?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, let me tell you something. When Austin just comes in, and this guy's Mr. Hunk Guy over here, I mean, women are getting well lubricated just
listening to his voice.
Just as he walks in, right? And of course, with me, I have to get out like a chainsaw with a big flesh thing on the end of it, and like hire a couple of Hispanic laborers to come in and help things out, and like put cones out and stuff in the living room.
I just think you can't draw any kind of conclusion, draw an overall conclusion about all women.
The point is, Kay, is either you are or you're not. It doesn't matter. There's not a specific time period. If you are, you are, and if you're not, you're not, and he has to do his work.
Be specific about what you want.
Until you are. And we will be back after this. Yeah. Hey, Drew, we're at that time when you read the address real fast.
Beautiful. It's P.O. Box 4345, Hollywood, California, 90078, or the email address at LUV191 on America Online.
He's a doctor, and he can talk.
That's something.
Absolutely amazing.
The talent.
It's like a spokesmodel doing long division.
The man, the myth, the legend.
He
Dr.
certainly
Drew.
is. And that's the voice of Alison Sweeney, and the voice you don't hear is Austin Peck, both from Days of Our Lives.
That's right.
Both real good sports.
Oh, thank you.
And real fun. And definitely get on the good list, the A list as far as guests, and we do appreciate you guys.
Right. That's so exciting. I'm
here.
on someone's A list.
And I want everyone to stay home from work tomorrow. I even want people who run like transit systems. I want air traffic controllers to stay home tomorrow and watch Days of Our Lives so we can catch up on the triangle.
We're giving you permission to watch.
We would like to thank the lovely Anne, the producer, the beautiful Lori for working on the phones. The beautiful, all right, take it easy. She'll be here tomorrow night. The lovely Sherry for doing a wonderful job on the phones. The nutless Mike for doing an incredible job running the board. I'd like to thank the very talented Adam Carolla for hosting the show. And the lackluster Dr. Drew for doing a wonderful job tonight. Tomorrow night we have the single guy folks, including Jonathan Silverman. And until then, stay where you are.
Bye.
If you are still listening, you may feel the urge to touch yourself.
So that's it, then. You have been listening to Loveline. The opinions expressed on Loveline by Adam Carolla, Dr. Drew, or anyone are not necessarily ours. Be happy. Be happy. Happy, happy, happy. I'm happy. Loveline's producer is Ann Wilkins. Thank you.